Video games can be a lot of fun. You can have a great time with your friends by playing video games of all kinds of sorts, whether it be shooters or more creative ways. But from time to time, some developers create a game that is so inhumane, so disgusting that sadly it just has to be banned. Hello everyone, I'm Suzez, and today we're going to look at 3 banned video games that should never have been made. Now, on a serious note, the games that I'm going to talk about today are really dark and contain some seriously deep stuff, talking about racism, anti-Semitism, racism, and in the third game, the last one, that's really bad, we're going to talk about rape and rape involving children. So if you have any trauma, any problem with any of these subjects, I would strongly recommend you click off the video to come on a journey with me to see the 3 worst games ever made. At number 3, because yeah, I kind of put them in a list. Number 3 is Muslim Massacre. Now, yes, that is the actual name, and you can kind of guess what it's about, can't you? It was developed by a comedic member of the Something Awful Vaughan. So the man's name is Eric Sigvatre Vaughan, but I'm just going to call him Eric for this video. The game came out in 2008 during the Iraq War. Let's just say that the game wasn't exactly really well perceived by the press for the simple reason that it's a game about pure violence against Muslims, or as Eric described it himself, just blowing the fuck out of Arabs. Gameplay footage of this game are really complicated to find, and the reason for that is because it was made in 2008 and people didn't really do much gameplay videos back then, especially not on games called Muslim Massacre. I didn't find any video footage of the game. I only found 2 gameplay screenshots in which you can see a caricatural Arab and a plane blowing up some people, which I'm sure you can guess who he's blowing up. I also found a screenshot of the promotional website that says, don't be a liberal, download the game. Obviously, people got really mad, especially Arab countries, and it's not all download links have been removed from the internet. And if you try to go on their website today, it's just going to be some domain. You could go on the Internet Archive, which I did, but it doesn't load any images, which is kind of a shame because I wanted to see what it was truly like. Gameplay wise, it is compared to the arcade game Berserk. You start the game by just murdering Muslims, and then you got up to a point where you have to kill Muhammad and eventually kill Allah. This game isn't even close to being as horrible as the next ones are though. So number 2, I have Ethnic Cleansing, made by neo-Nazi group National Alliance, who are responsible for the murder of British Parliament member Joe Cox. They're white supremacists, Americans, pure blood, inbred, whatever, all that. They even have a website that is still available to this day, and it is really disturbing, and it just seems like something straight out of Grand Theft Auto 5, to be honest. The game was developed by Resistance Records, and this one is an actual game, whereas Muslim Massacre was just some flash stupid game that was made by some edgy idiot for fun and clicks and views and attention. This Ethnic Cleansing game was made for propaganda. Essentially, it was neo-Nazi propaganda. Resistance Records, who made the game, are also responsible for distributing and producing neo-Nazi music. So in Ethnic Cleansing, you play out and have a wild guess that you're white. That's something that is heavily implied in the game. You get the National Alliance logo pretty much everywhere. It's kind of scary, actually. Kind of looks like a cult. The game starts off with you waking up in a house and seeing a poster of a missing little girl. Underneath that is written, "A future for what children." Then you get out, and this is where the fun begins. You just shoot at every single black and Mexican person you see. Should I insist on the fact that they wear t-shirts? Then you get to the second level and have to blow up the Jews. There's a lot of caricatural posters of Jewish people throughout the entire game. There's even, if you look at the game files, you can actually see what was originally supposed to be the intro, and obviously a lot of people got really mad that the game existed and was removed from the internet. National Alliance didn't get any sort of repercussions ever. So if there's any National Alliance members, which I saw there were 6,000 approximately the last time that the website was up, back when it was still on Resistance Records website, you can actually see, I think it was in like 2014 or something. That is the last archive that exists of the game. There were approximately 6,000 people on it. So yeah, if there's anyone of you guys are watching this, cheers. Please die. New warning, this last game is genuinely horrifying. It is honestly one of the worst pieces of media that I've ever seen in my entire life. I was disgusted the entire research I had to do on it. That game is called RaPlay. The cover just says everything you need to know. It's fuck. The game was made by a company called Illusion Japan. They made a game back in 2002 called Battle Rape. You can probably have a guess what it's about. It's kind of just some sort of Tekken fighting game, but then at the end you do have to rape people. You can see that Illusion Japan wasn't at their first attempt of anything linked to sexual assault. The company still exists, by the way, and they even made a big game called Kanojo VR, which PewDiePie played. I just looked at the website like 10 minutes ago, and there was a note that said the company would completely shut down its stores on August 18th, 2023. They make a lot of porn games, a lot of like hentai stuff. I do feel like there's something seriously off about the company, because even though they did delete RaPlay from their catalog, you can see that there are a lot of stuff. It's all porn basically, and there's even a game more recently where the characters, I'm sorry, but there's no way they're 18. In RaPlay, they didn't even make excuses. They didn't even go as far as trying to make the game humanly bearable. Let's actually talk about RaPlay now. In RaPlay, you start off as a public transport groomer, which is apparently something really common in Japan. It's like people who take advantages of really crowded areas like the tube, and they just touch people. These people are known to be extremely bad, but still kind of tolerated in Japan. It's a whole other culture. Please don't come after me. It's seen as bad, but it's not seen as horrible either. It's just seen as that weird old guy that's staring at you down the train station. That's kind of the same vibe that they get from these people. Yeah, I know it's fucked up, but that's just how it is. You go on to be arrested for sexual assault on a lady. Our narrator is basically in jail, but he's lucky because his dad is rich and really powerful on the area, so he just gets freed. He could just stop right there and say, you know what, I'm not going to do any offense again, because then I'd be really fucked up. No. What does he do? I have a guess. He plots revenge on the girl by raping her entire family. Yes, she does. Oh my fucking god. The youngest of the three, who is, by the way, 12 years old, rape her on the tube. Then you rape the 17-year-old, and then you rape the mum. That's the story. But that's not where it ends. That's just where it begins. Because once you've done that, you have finally unlocked free play. And in free play, you get to do whatever the fuck you want with them. There are a lot of different options of what you can do. I'm not going to read them out loud. I'm sure you can read. There's even a mode where you can gang up, 5 men, and you're raping the 12-year-old girl. There's even a possibility to get them pregnant. Once they're pregnant, you have to convince them to get an abortion. Well, convince them to force them to have an abortion. And if you fail, you get the bad ending, where the girl that got impregnated just pushes you on train tracks while the train runs you over. Which is, really fun ending to pursue the game. But that's not where it ends. No. That's not where it ends, because there's another ending. Another ending where at any moment the girl just turns around, stabs you, you're dead. That's the end. So yeah, in the game you are encouraged to force the girls you impregnated to get abortion. Right, so that was for the gameplay. Now let's just talk a bit about everything that happened around RaPlay. Right, Australia Women Activist Group decided that it wasn't appropriate, right? Because this is the mistake that Illusion made. Somehow a copy of the game found its way on UK Amazon. You do have to know that Illusion normally do not sell the game outside of Japan, with laws being extremely different over there. Because in Japan, the law is, if it can be pedophilia raping simulated, as long as it's illustrated and not actual images, it's authorized. It's not the case over here in the rest of the actually normal world. Australia just got really, really mad, as they deserve to. Obviously it's a raping simulator, and decided to ban the game in Australia. The Prime Minister even went as far as trying to just completely censor the name of the game on Google, meaning that you couldn't even type the name in. It was just blocked, kind of like what China does. Sorry guys, this is just a really, really, really hard video to film. I have spent over 10 hours on research. It's horrible. please, please, please interact with the video any way you could, just to make all that work worth it. Please, guys, I'm trusting you. The US didn't do anything, but Argentina did. Yeah, it's pretty funny that a country like Argentina has only banned a single video game in its history, and it's Replay. Obviously, you can still find copies online by messed up people who still give the game. Found on Reddit that apparently someone attempted to remake the game on Unreal Engine 5, which is the game engine that was used to make the top AAA games of 2023. Apparently the guy is really messed up. He even tried to add in a few scenes, some more game modes. Let's talk about discussion moment, whether the game should be banned or not, because they said that video games where murder happens are authorized, and apparently for them murder is a worse crime than rape on minors. They said, you know what, fuck it up. The game should still be up. If I can drop a bomb on Japan in Call of Duty, why couldn't I rape a 12-year-old girl? Oh my, this is why I believe that Replay is one of the worst, most disgusting, most vile video games to ever exist. Ever. But of course there is a game that exists that is called The Maiden Rape Assault Violent Semen Inferno, which I found on the prohibited games list. There's no way in hell you're getting me to do any sort of research on that game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything I had to say. I hope you liked the video. I really hope you did. And yeah, I really hope you liked it. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, please share. Just do anything to make the video get more views, please. And I guess I'll just see you next time. But next time won't be about something as horrible as that, because I'm done. I'm done with this kind of stuff.